You know, in real estate, it's location, location, location. And when you're talking about great terroir, it's also location, location in wine as well. You know, I haven't written this wine up in a long time, and I wonder sometimes why I haven't, because I'm always impressed when I taste today's offer. And when I was digging through a supplier list and looking for things that I could hunt down and maybe kind of work a good deal for you guys, I found a gem. Château Ferrière it has all the right nuts and bolts that go into making a great wine. First of all, it's owned by the Lurton family, our Villars/Lurton family, run by Claire Villars, and she is also the person that runs Haut Bages Libéral. And as you know, we sell buckets of that wine because, again, when you talk about location, Haut Bages Libéral sits next door to First Growth Château Latour. Well, Château Ferrière sits next door to First Growth Château Margaux. That's right, the Château Margaux, not a Margaux wine in Margaux, but the Château Margaux, Château Margaux. If that makes any sense. Yeah, it should. And if you look on a map, and we will probably have that for you with my esteemed colleague, Monsieur Patrick Meyer, will show you a map of where Château Ferrière is versus where Château Margaux is, and literally they are right next to each other. So in 2013, which was not such a great vintage, I was there in June, and literally it was one of the coldest times I've ever been to Bordeaux, and I go to Bordeaux twice a year. It was just raining every day, cold every day, blah, blah, blah. On the night of Vinexpo, which is, not Vinexpo, but Fête de la Fleur, which is kind of a party that celebrates the end of Vinexpo. It was at Château Lagrange. It was pouring buckets of rain that night. Thunder, hail, wind, craziness, you know. And actually that night I stayed at Château Ferrière, which at the time I was alone in a dark chateau. It was dark when I walked in, a little spooky in a way, and thundering, lightning, clacking shutters, and you know. Needless to say, I woke up this morning, it was beautiful, it was sunny, and I had a meeting with Claire. And I walked in and she was pale as a ghost, literally. And I said, so what's the matter? She's like, I lost all my Merlot in the storm. Basically all the flowering, it knocked all the flowering off. I'm literally down to like maybe a few plots of Merlot. And as you know, 13 is not the best vintage in Bordeaux. And a lot of it had to do with, you know, the storms in June and how it really took down yields, but then it's essentially, it was pretty much the same. But we are not talking about 2013 today. But that was the start of her going into organic farming and biodynamic farming. And she has really grabbed the bull by the horns, no pun intended, get it, horns buried, biodynamics, and is full on into it. So in 2015, she was certified biodynamic and organic, as well as her property up in Pauillac, Haut Bages Libéral. So she's taken both properties and went full on. And it's really starting to show in the wines as far as the farming techniques. At the time I was there, the Chai was completely redone, at a tour by her winemaker and Gerard at the time. And yeah, I mean, basically new, fresh winery, and now everything's in place. And as you can see with the scores, like not only with today's wine, but like with Haut Bages Libéral, that she's getting 97s and 96s. And what the one thing great about Claire and her wines is that she prices it right. Now, Claire, if you're watching this video, keep it the way it is, please, okay? because you make people happy. You make me happy. So, 2020 Château Ferrière. 68% Cabernet Sauvignon, because it has that same deep gravel soil like in Château Margaux. The rest, 23% Merlot, somewhere around there, and the rest is Petit Verdot and Cabernet Franc. She uses new oak, 40%, 1 year oak, 40%, and she uses amphora as well. And a lot more people are starting to use amphora in Bordeaux now. It's more of a porous aging vessel. And of course, they used it back in the Roman times. 95 plus Scaloni, 95 Suckling for the 2020. And I'm going to drink it right now. Look at that color. Man, that is opaque. Pretty. It's Margaux. Ooh, the crew is going to be happy tonight. Man, oh man, that is lovely, elegant, powerful, beautiful, sensual Margaux. It's what you want, Margaux. The violets are there. The currant fruit, plums, silky, silky, seamless tannins. Man, they did such a great job. 20 can be a little grippy at times. Delicious with a capital D. So, here's the deal. I've seen this wine price like $70, $60. I haven't seen a lot of, I don't think I saw any $50 prices. Mostly 55, 60, whatever, somewhere in that vicinity. We're crazy here at Spectrum/Wine Exchange. $42.98. Double 95 plus, 94 decanter. The wine is banging. You're talking Margaux, classified third growth, next to Château Margaux, the Château Margaux. Biodynamic, organic, so you got all the great farming practices. So you're not drinking a pesticide-riddled wine. And I don't know if it's the same at $43. This is just a stunning bottle of Bordeaux. It really, really is. And when you take it home and drink it, you will say, Tris, you are right. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And Kyle and I, along with our colleague Jason Bolin, who is from Spectrum, are heading off to Wine Paris. Well, actually, Kyle and I are going to go to Burgundy first. So we're going to try to go find some good values there. And then we'll head off to Wine Paris and go to the show, and we'll tell you all about it and send some video back home, and you can live vicariously through us. I mean, if you like tasting 300 wines a day. We spit, of course, but then you're basically, you don't have any feel in your mouth by the end of the day. So anyway, but still, it's fun to see all our friends. I mean, Colin and I combined have been in this business for like 60 years or more, actually, probably. And we just, we know a lot of people. So, and it's great when all the wine world kind of gets together and hangs out. So, buy this wine. I'm gonna drink it again. But cheers. Have a great weekend.